You ever feel like no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to work out? Like you're putting in the effort, you're showing up, you're doing what you thought was right, and yet life keeps pulling you in another direction. You feel stuck, disconnected, confused, and the voice in your head says, you should have it all figured out by now. You're falling behind, you're lost. But what if you're not lost at all? What if this detour is actually the divine redirection you didn't know that you needed? We've been taught that clarity means control, that if you don't have a perfect plan, you're doing something wrong. But real transformation, it rarely comes with a roadmap. Sometimes God removes every clear sign on purpose so that you can stop relying on your own understanding and start leaning in on something greater. Feeling lost is often the first symptom of alignment, because the moment that you're no longer affected and attached to the wrong path, you'll feel like you're in free fall. But that's not failure. That's space being made for the truth. Sometimes the scariest thing is realizing that you've outgrown what once made you feel safe. The job, the relationship, the city, the version of you that everyone knew, and you sit there like, why can't I just go back? Why doesn't this feel good anymore? Because you are not meant to go back, because you're evolving, because your soul is literally begging for alignment. And God will sometimes strip what's comfortable to make room for what's sacred. You're not broken for feeling unfulfilled. You're being called higher. Let's be honest, divine redirection doesn't always feel divine in the moment. It feels like rejection, confusion, silence, delays, closed doors. But here's the truth. Rejection is often protection. Silence is often sacred preparation. Closed doors are sometimes mercy in disguise. And what feels like delay is often just God giving you a softer landing. You're not being ignored. You're being redirected towards something your soul will thank you for. So, how do you trust the redirection when nothing makes sense around you? You pause. You breathe. You stop trying to force clarity out of confusion. You let your soul rest in the unknown, and you ask, what is life trying to teach me through this? Because sometimes clarity comes after surrender, not before it. Sometimes the miracle doesn't show up until you finally release the timeline, the ego, and the plan that you thought was necessary. The greatest shift often comes when you trust without needing to understand. You're not lost, you're becoming. You're not behind, you're being prepared. You're not forgotten, you're being protected. So if life feels unclear right now, just please do not panic. You're in the middle of a plot twist, and plot twists don't make sense mid-chapter. But when it all comes together, you'll then realize why the old door had to close, why the plan had to fall apart, why the detour was actually divine, and you'll finally see that you were never lost. God bless.